Hi there. This is Steve with the Sunday Stoic Podcast. Every week I come to you with information about Stoicism, its application, and I tell you how I'm doing in terms of its application, how well I'm living up to this philosophy that promises to help us live a good life, a life that has meaning and helps us to control our passions. And one thing I failed at over and over and over again is doing a good job of applying it, taking it out of my head and putting it into practice. And I think for me, the best way to start this is going to be a journaling practice. And I think for me to create the habit, I need to kind of ritualize it in a way and make it more meaningful for me. And here's what I've come up with. I want to share it with you. It's just a Google document. I have this system up here that I'll describe in a moment, and then a very broad daily plan. Morning, early afternoon, late afternoon, and evening is what is laid out on that plan. So let me start with this up here. So let's say it's a day where you don't have any particular topic on your mind that you want to journal about. You're finding it hard to find inspiration. Well, on days like that, you can pull out a coin. In this case, self-plug here, my Sunday Stoic Challenge coin that I created for patrons. There's a couple left for patrons, and I will use that to help me pick a topic. So I'm adding fate or chance into the mix. It helps me to remember that some things are in my power and some are not. So chance is going to help me to land on a topic, and then it's up to me to make the best of that topic. So it's Stoicism in action while journaling. So here is the way that that coin flip idea works. So I have the document here divided into 4 quadrants, and at the top of each quadrant you can see the coin toss combination to pick that topic for the day. Heads, 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 tails, 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 or tails, heads. So it's almost like a Punnett square if you're a biologist like me. So you flip a coin. Heads, tails. So that puts me into the upper right quadrant. I flip it one more time, and if you look at the top of the document, you'll see heads, heads is number 1, heads, tails is number 2, tails, tails is number 3, and tails, heads is number 4. So I pick, that's heads, heads, heads in this case. Heads, heads is number 1. So I pick remember that you will be forgotten as my topic. The fates have chosen, right? The Stoic gods have decided what I will write about. So remember that you will be forgotten. So what I could do is go back here in my journal. I could type that as my topic of the day. Remember that you will be forgotten. Now, one of two things. I could start journaling on that idea right now, or I could keep that as the topic of the day and go through my day and then journal on it at the end of the day. That's entirely up to me or up to you if you want to adopt this system. Meanwhile, I have a plan for the day. Now, Donald Robertson did a video recently on his daily habits, and that included planning out every hour of the day. And that's much too micromanagey for me. I will fail if I do that. So what I've done is I've divided the day into 4 parts: morning, early afternoon, late afternoon, and evening. It could be divided further if this works out, but I just start working on major goals for the day. Work on the podcast, work on my summer syllabus for work. Early afternoon, I might spend an hour playing with my son. We're all quarantined at home, I might as well. Late afternoon, after dinner, or before dinner, what am I going to do? Or I guess late afternoons is probably post dinner. Then evening is, what do I do after the kids in bed? Okay, so I'm going to divide the day up and make some broad plans. And then at the end of the day, I can reflect on how well I lived up to my daily plans, both in terms of just activity, but also philosophically. How well did I live up to being a Stoic while doing those activities? So that is my overall scheme for journaling. I hope for some of you, it's useful. I know a lot of you have a great journaling practice. It comes naturally, or you have more willpower than I. But this is my plan to get a jump start on journaling, to give it a bit of ritual, to give it a bit of stoic flair, adding fate to journaling, and hopefully it'll help me to keep a consistent journaling program as I move through life. All right, everyone, seize the day. Carpe diem.